I received a letter from the House of Repose, your worship. They acknowledge their contract is null and void. There is no longer a price on my life.
They're a polite bunch of ruthless murderers, I'll give them that.
I regret we were forced to deal with them. That you were endangered by my part in the game. Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer.
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy. Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
I don't imagine many firstborn heirs join those ranks.
No. I was a rather foolish exception. During one particular intrigue, I encountered a bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other... You can imagine the result.
You've drawn a clear...
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my... I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
From bard to diplomat is quite a change in direction.
I was headed down that path for some time now. In all the commotion... forgive me, I don't believe I ever thanked you.
You were taking on a league of professional assassins.
You've done much to help House... And should you ever visit Antiva, stories of the welcome we'll give you will be told for years.
We reached the climax.
Not just
Perhaps there will be gals.
the signs are there. They'll be sowing in Val Royeaux even now.
If you require any assistance.
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help. There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian.
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to...
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in... I would do no less for you, after all.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
My lord.
dragon territory. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is nice. Wet all the way from my ankle to my... yeah, other ankle.
It's over. Thank you for bringing us here.
Smells like that room where the alchemists make the black powder. Ruins your nose for days. This place saw some hard fighting.
Inquisitor.
So mortals try to find the maker, and that becomes a life.
Not trying to step on your toes, you know.
Where's my other hand? Right there.
If you require any assistance...
What can I do for you, my dear? Is it too much to hope that you've brought me the heart of the Snowy Wyvern?
I've brought you the heart as requested.
Inquisitor, you are a treasure. Please accept this as your payment. I must begin work immediately. You have been a dear friend, and I would like you to come with me. This should only take a moment, Inquisitor. I'm here, my darling.
Vivienne,
Yes, darling.
it's going to be all right, my love.
My darling? Bastien?
Vivienne, I'm sorry.
There's nothing here now.
Just rumor.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Inquisitor, come have a drink. To killing a high dragon like warriors of legend. I know, right? Put some chest on your chest. That little gurgle right before it spat fire. And that roar, the way the ground shook when it landed. The smell of the fires burning. Tarsidathan Halsam. You know, Kunari hold dragons sacred. Here, your turn.
That thing you just said. You shouted it.
Oh, Tarsidathan. Closest translation would be, I will bring myself sexual pleasure later.
You shouted that while it was breathing fire at us.
I know, right? Yes, the second cup's easier. Most of the nerves in your throat are dead after the first one. Atashi, the glorious ones. That's our word for them. Atashi.
Why do you think the Kunari think of dragons that way?
Well, you know how we have horns. We kind of look more... But a few of the Ben Hasrath have this crazy old theory. They breed us for jobs like you'd breed dogs or horses. What if they... Maybe drinking the blood, maybe magic, I don't know. But something in that dragon we killed.
When you put it like that, I'm worried I killed one of your gods or something.
Nah, one of Tevinter's gods, maybe. They worship dragons, right? Kill the shit out of them all. Dragons are the embodiment of raw power. So, they need to be destroyed. Taming the wild. Order out of chaos. Have another drink. Nice! To dragons!
To whatever this is, and the hangover it's gonna give me tomorrow.
I've chosen a buckle over with two.
Far be it for me to...
Bastien is dead. I can hardly believe. It was the Wintersend Ball. My first visit to the Imperial Palace. I was in awe of everyone and everything, and Bastien spent the entire ball at my side. The Dowager tried to have him killed for slighting her, but he didn't care.
Obviously he was smitten. But what did you think of him?
He was a dashing rogue, and any defects he might have had were made up for with rank and importance. It was a more innocent time, I suppose. And now he's gone, and I must write to his son Laurent. And his sister will make a terrible fuss if she isn't... And I'll need to arrange for the chantry services. Maker only knows how long that will take.
If I can help you.
No, my dear. Excuse me, I have so much to do.
A situation requires your noble Chantry loyalists in the city of Jade. They're unusually organized. I recommend we send people to Jadar to deal with the matter.
Why don't we counter these falsehoods by starting rumors of our own?
A whisper campaign. It would show those in the know we have some subtle... Crestwood has had no further trouble with the undead.
After what happened, it will take time for the village to recover.
Let's see what we have.
Any clues to his next move?
Some, but not enough for us to go on just yet.
To work?
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Allow me to introduce Professor Bram Kenrick. He's the reason we're out here.
A pleasure to meet you, Your Worship.
Professor Kenrick teaches at the University of Orlais.
I came on an exchange program from Starkhaven. While in Val Royeaux, I've found... After 800 years, we may be able to determine the final resting place of the last Inquisitor.
That would be a fascinating discovery.
Inquisitor Emeridon stepped down shortly before the Nevarran Accord brought the Seekers of Truth. He hunted demons, dragons, and dangerous apostates in a time...
I'm all for history if it means tracking down the equipment of a famous demon hunter.
If the last Inquisitor has been missing for 800 years, it's only fitting that today's
Your scouts have gathered artifacts from the area. They may help us...
I have news as well. We've encountered hostile Avar to the north. They call themselves the Jaws. There's also an Avar hold to the east. Unlike the Jaws of Hakon,
The Jaws of Hakon.
they're hostile Avar who attack any Inquisition agents or We've sent soldiers for defense, but the Hakonites are cunning. I'm afraid our men will not be able to hold out long.
I thought we could catch up.
Anytime, Inquisitor.
Have you spoken to Kenrick much?
A bit. He's quite nice, isn't he? And clever. Really loves his books. Said hello one day while he had his nose buried in a giant tome. Be careful out there.
Scout Harding has an impressive team. Her people brought back a number of artifacts.
If you need something tracked, Scout Hub.
If only it were that easy. Barring enchantment, cloth and leather will have long since rotted away. Only complicating this are recent pieces the Avar left behind. Fortunately, thanks to some period-specific buckling, I've been able to track our last Inquisitor.
You lost me at buckling.
One piece here has a dragon engraving, with the alloy, while this one uses a clasp that wasn't invented until the dawn. Now, when it comes to historical research, you might say we have to buckle down.
What do you have, Professor?
Everything so far points to there was some sort of battle. The scouts reported an island near an Avar fishing camp, but the Avar won't say much about it.
I'll find a way to that island and see if there's anything.
Excellent. I'll continue to... Also, one of my research assistants... I'm not certain it's related to our...
What is this? Are the Fishers of Stonebearhold too rude to share him? The Inquisitor! Let his blood bathe the blades of the jaws of Hakon! Death to the Lowlanders! Glory to Hakon! Warrior dog!
The jaws of Hakon don't like us much. What do we do this time?
You are the Lowlander they call Inquisitor. Well thought. The fish will feed 'em. I know not what brings you here, but we have no quarrel, you and I.
I find myself in... I need to reach...
The Lady's Rest.
What?
That island belongs to the Lady of the Skies. The spirits warn us to leave it be.
Still need that boat. Otherwise I'll have to swim. My boots will get wet. Very uncomfortable.
If I give you the boat, and you hang... That is trouble for my hold, and not... Go to Stonebearhold and speak. Get her blessing.
Good place to get ambushed. Watch your back. At least it's not too dry. Sounds like a party. Or a fight.
Your climbers seem tired, thanks, son. More hunting. Is your hold beast well?
We hunt as well as ever, Thane Harrison.
You would be safer under the shield of the jaws of Hakon.
Hask Fisherton has taken victory in sight of the Lady of the Skies. Pav, you owe 4 rams to Hask, not 3.
Ha! Tear his tits.
Wind, lift your oaths to the Lady of the Skies. And hand...
Our Thane should greet you first, Lowlander.
An interesting way to resolve a conflict.
We should speak with the Thane.
This is not my hold, Lowlander. I will not shed your blood here. You will face the full might of the jaws of Hakon soon enough.
We've heard of your arrival, Lowlanders. Come, share my fire where we might speak. I am Svara Sunhair, Thane of Stonebearhold. The Lowlanders have little love for their mages. I am impressed. You and your people have come far from the safety of the lowlands.
Yes. Given what we faced getting to your hold, we have learned that the last Inquisitor may have died here hundreds of years.
Giving peace to the dead is a worthy quest. Sadly, the jaws of Hakon will not offer so warm a welcome. You have met their Thane, Gerd Harrowson, I wager you have crossed blades with the Jaws of Hakon in the wilderness. If you would search this place for your Inquisitor's body, they will want you to pay in blood.
I was told I needed your permission to borrow...
Bah, Rolfson. The boat is yours. Tell him I said so.
The Hakonites are attacking my people.
Bathing my blade in the blood of the Hakonites would be cause for the Hakonites are fools, and to attack with lowlanders at our side would make us oathbreakers. This is poor weather for me to ask that of my hold.
I understand your concern.
Among the Avar, a hold draws strength from its hold beast. When our hold beast is strong and happy, our bear, Storvacker, I cannot ask the hold to break peace oaths unless Storvacker returns.
I'll speak with
Greetings, stranger.
You see the animals the Jaws of Hakon keep? Rat things with frost dripping from their claws.
I have. August says it's bad magic.
What did I tell you? Lowlanders from the north.
Why do they dress like that?
Inquisitor, I'm honored by your visit. Forgive me if I don't stand to greet you properly. In part,
I'm sorry.
I knew it would be soon. I just...
You know I caught him down there after. His face went as...
Yeah?
Thane Sunhair gave me guest welcome at...
Aye, she said.
As a guest, then?
We would be poor The boat is yours.
Anybody else smell sea air and spice? That isn't right.
The spirits gathered here were drawn to tragedy. They radiated, as fire does heat.
Glad I asked.
Interesting. What drew so many spirits to this place, I wonder?
I can't. Not without.
Sleep. I need to. I must find you.
This rift is ancient. It may have formed from the battle that took place here, not the breach.
Talana slept. I slept. Talana wanted to reach Ameridan again. I tried to stay, but only pieces came through. You opened the sky for the rest.
Solus, this seems like something you might be able to help with.
Pain drew the wraiths, but this spirit touched the mind of someone who cared for Inquisitor Ameridan.
Ameridan? Yes. Inquisitor. But
the dragon.
Huge. Power like none had seen. One last favor for Emperor Draken. Slay the Avor dragon. Save Orlais.
Inquisitor Ameridan died saving Orlais from a dragon.
Not forgotten. Forbidden. No one could know. Orlais must stand unstained, no fear to fault. They fought at the shore. Spirits and magic. Cold They rested here, then up the river. Metal and Talana returned here, alone, to wait for him. Forever waiting, dreaming.
We'll find him, Eredin. You don't have to wait.
You have done all she asked of you. Be free.
Thank you. It was she went a long time ago. Her things are there.
Kenrick will want to look at the order.
Are you all right?
Runa should be here. Where did she get to?
Are you looking?
My cousin Runa. She's off north climbing the hill.
May I help you, Inquisitor?
A spirit on the island held the memories and it told us that Ameridan was here on orders from...
Andraste's dimples. Ameridan had a lover. Talana, you said. The Inquisitor's Lady Mage. There was such debate. And there were orders? This was a request from Draken? This changes everything.
It's fascinating to find new evidence about these things. The spirit said to follow the river to the north.
I'll continue my research, but for now, your guess is as...
What do you need me to do next?
The spirit on the island said something about America. While you search upriver, I'll... That, sounded better in my head.
Watch your step. We received a shipment of invisible nuts the other day.
I wonder who knows pain has tried the game. It's one who lacks a certain wherewithal. For he knows well pain would cost the game. The fool dares to rise alive.
You have a problem. That over there is a full tavern, but everyone's drinking alone. I can't have fun with everybody whinging, and they'll fall on their sword. I'm thinking pranks. Set a few up, knock a few down. You win or not?
You have an odd idea of preparation.
What's best then, Mopey? I know people. Pissed off and fired up is better than dreary bleary. Come on.
Lead the way.
What, really?
Really?
I knew you were different. Let's go. Right, General Uptight is gone. Have a search about. Find something to mess with and give your soldiers a laugh. What, the desk? Oh yes, center of the Empire and all that. What to do, what to do.
All right, Sarah. What
Thing looks heavy. Don't want to move. I got it. Easy one. There, won't notice much, but it's just that little bit wonky. I tell one of the soldiers and boom! The general seems like people. And since he works for you... Come on, next one! Right. Little Lady Prissy Pants. Have a look for something she likes too. What, just the door? Where she greets every important idiot. Yes! Classic, yeah? 5 minutes of sloppy boss gets you weeks of happy... Except for the one who cleans it up, I suppose. What's that? A locked... No, leave that. Not interested in her. Maybe... feed her messengers something gassy?
Who is up there?
Go!
That was fun! An inquisitor of the people. Still remember... If all they got was the herald stuff, the serious bit, you'd start to sound pretty scary. That works, but not for long.
Whatever it takes. I'll start throwing pies if it kept people inspired.
Pies is so good! And Coryphanus would never do that. Good thing for you, innit? Because from the bottom, Anyway, fun time. You! Oh, frig. You did it!
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam, at least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
Corypheus had agents sowing dissent and...
That's just it. Orlais is so vulnerable. If you killed everyone in the Triumvirate, the Qun would survive unchanged. I don't know. The Qun isn't... Orlais is full of people who care about...
He's in. Blessings upon us.
This is just... I'm grateful you tracked me down. As exciting as wandering the wood, it's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
I'm pleased that you feel that.
Makes me sound like a Chantry sister, doesn't it? But so be it. I suppose you are who you choose. Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
Certainly, who you follow defines who you...
We're not all blessed with your quick wit. Personally, it was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but we met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I ever thanked him.
He must have wanted something from...
A pupil, a squire. Someone to teach and to... When it was over, he offered to mentor me. To teach me. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
You're here now. A Grey Ward.
I suppose it did, didn't it? But I'm older. Hopefully wiser. Heard you found something that would have liked to have seen it.
What do you think of...
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundation.
We should return...
As you would.
I wanted to thank you. When you came to see me, this sounded much better in my head.
I trust you're feeling... Is it always that bad?
The pain comes and goes. Sometimes I feel as if I'm back there. I should not have pushed myself so...
I'm just glad you're all right.
I am. I've never told anyone what truly happened to me at Ferelden's Circle. I was... not myself after that. I was angry. Now I can put some distance between myself and everything that happened. It's a start.
The past isn't always pleasant.
I can't forget what happened. But it led me... Anyway, I meant to thank you, not... How are you holding up?
I've met good people here. Knowing they have my...
You certainly keep interesting company. I suppose I do as well.
You're the Inquisitor. Mother never told me the Inquisitor was a mage.
If you can sense magic, don't ever become a Templar.
I can't. The lyrium gives me terrible nightmares.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on his hand, Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man. My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own... To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some... But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy.
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be... most unlikely. His father helped raise Kieran for a time, but events have conspired to take him elsewhere. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect. No son of mine would be raised in a marsh. His future will be difficult enough. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the... They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stone. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman, yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient... What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can...
Worship?
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
What are your thoughts?
If there's anybody out there who hasn't joined the Inquisition, did you want to take over for Eldon? I think we might be able to conquer it just by looking east.
How do you think Josephine...
If this Inquisition thing doesn't work out, I may hire her to deal with the Merchants Guild. She'd own them before breakfast.
What do you think of our
Find him a war or something. If he spends any more time in the yard drilling, Josephine...
What do you think of
Do you want to know what the Arishok had for breakfast this morning? I think she...
Good to know.
Back to work.
The new power you wield. I heard from Cassandra that it is the magic of the Knight Enchanters. If I am not mistaken, the techniques descend from those of ancient elven mages, called Arcane Warriors. I wonder what they would think to see their magic used in defense of the Chantry.
I hope the ancient elven warriors would be pleased to see their techniques survive.
I hope so as well. So much not. Perhaps having something they created carried forward, even in such a different form. Did you need anything else?
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
You don't much care for Sarah, do you?
I pity her. Although I imagine she would detest that. Perhaps in truth, I envy her. She has a purity of purpose that I lack. I have observed too much and done too little. What do you wish to know?
I'd like to know more about the elves from...
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Sharal. But Hallam Sharal was me.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the Empire. And Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
I'd like to know more about the Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
I've heard tales that Dalish magic is different from the magic I...
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing Chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their life?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the... Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
You said that the censure against blood magic was...
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
I'd be interested in learning more about blood magic.
I would teach you if I knew it. Unfortunately, using blood magic seems to make it more difficult to enter the Fade. You understand why I never bothered to learn it. A shame, as it is extremely powerful, provided it remains a tool, not a crutch, nor a passion.
What can you tell me about elves living in human...
The culture in alienages are among the slaves of Tevinter. They cling to memories of a better past and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Anything interesting?
A letter regarding a friend. You never met him. I was trying to discuss...
And?
Nothing. Redcliffe is abandoned. I think the Venatori found out he was helping me. I think they killed him.
They'd kill anyone who stood in their way.
I just hoped. Felix used to sneak me treats from the kitchens when I... Don't get into trouble on my behalf, I tell him. Tevinter could use more mages like him. Those who put the good of others above themselves.
You make it sound like he was a better...
What a mad thing to say. Few people are better than I. Very well, a better person, clearly, not nearly as handsome. Thankfully, Felix wasn't the only decent sort kicking around Thedas.
Far be it for me to...
My dear, I know you must have a great deal on your mind right now, but I need to speak with you. You know as well as I how far the Inquisition's influence has spread, and our opinion will be instrumental in their election of the new Divine.
They want Leliana and...
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote, but our action... To sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have grace. Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
Leliana might be a better choice.
Leliana is a well-meaning fool. She will do irreparable harm to countless people in the name of freedom. She proposes to abolish the circles with nothing but a solemn promise from mages not to murder children. When an angry mage lashes out inside a tower, mages will die and take ordinary men. Consider carefully, Inquisitor. It's a noble calling, the Knight Enchanter. You have joined the ranks of the... You should be commended. So few have the discipline necessary.
I didn't realize you...
Of course I am, darling. Knight Enchanter, sir. Where else would I be?
I'm pleased you approve of my...
You have your moments, my dear.
My Lord Inquisitor, if I have news regarding one of your companions.
Is that a note of
I have been in contact with his family. House Pavas, out of
Familiar?
I'm suggesting nothing. The family sent a letter. They've asked to arrange a meeting. Since you seem to be on good terms with the young man, I'd hoped...
If you think I'm going to trick...
I feared you might say that. The family will send a retainer to meet the young man. If he truly does not wish this reunion, I pray you change your mind, Inquisitor. If there is any chance of success in...
We've an interesting development, Inquisitor. They wish to know what...
They think she spoke...
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
The Inquisition won't answer their petition.
They will be disappointed, but rumor will eventually... Let us hope they stay.
scalding. No fun.